Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and recently the War Within expansion, the one that's coming out sometime soon, saw a bunch of new updates for various versions of the game. Not only did we get a new beta build for the War Within, but also now a functional pre-patch PTR build, which gives so many more players an opportunity to explore the War Within expansion, or at least parts of it, a little bit early ahead of time. So many players right now are scrambling together, trying to figure out what class they're looking to potentially main, what characters and alts they want to be able to bring into the next expansion, and not everybody has access to the beta. But now you yourself can get that early preview, and with the PTR being public test realms, everybody can get access to them. So for this video, I'm going to go over how to hop on PTR and what is available to test right now and what you should look out for, especially if you're trying to still make a decision about which class you're going to be playing in the next expansion. As always, if you guys enjoy these regular updates for War Within or otherwise, follow the channel. Otherwise, let's dive right in. So first things first, you have to get access to the PTR, which is the public testing realm. As the name implies, it is available for everybody. You don't need special access to get into the PTR. You simply just need to create a PTR account on your Battle.net account. Down below in the description, I'll have a link to an article that shows you exactly how to do it, and even has a link to access your login account management. Once you log into the Battle.net account management section, select games and subscriptions, then go down to starter editions and public test selections of your World of Warcraft account and create a PTR account there. Then you should see the PTR account appear in your Battle.net above the play button in the WoW section. If you don't see it immediately, you may have to restart your Battle.net after adding PTR, but once there, you should see the public test room for the War Within 11.0, which allows you access to the pre-patch for the War Within expansion. And the first thing you should do once you log in, you'll be greeted with a new screen where you can copy your characters, but also copy your keybinds. And I would definitely copy my keybinds immediately off the bat, as well as any account data, if you want to make sure all of your stuff transfers into PTR for testing. Now, when you start copying characters over to the PTR, first thing you'll notice is the warband screen will be the first thing to greet you, where you'll be able to allocate characters to your favorites, and those characters will be surrounding a campfire in the new warband screen. Up to 4 characters can be selected as favorites as part of the warband selection, and you can kind of adjust the characters as much as you want to. Initially, upon logging in though, your characters will be adjusted to have all of their account stuff added to the warbands. Since warbands is kind of like a new way for you to be able to have account-wide everything, all of your characters' separate transmogs and all the other items will be added to your warbound collection. Since these things are not character collections anymore, they're part of the warbound collection system. So it may take you a little bit of time before all of the things have been transferred from your character to your warband initially. As for the biggest thing you should look out to test over on the PTR is all of the new class changes. Basically, you get access to just about everything when it comes to newest class additions over on the PTR, which gets updated every single week, kind of following some of the beta adjustments, though right now PTR realms are like one build behind, but they're getting pretty close to it. The only thing you want to have access to is the hero talents, which get unlocked once you get a level 71. But at level 70, character can at least experience a lot of their class talents, as well as spec talents, and the revamps that those have seen. Out of all the classes in the game, I think the ones you should probably take a note of immediately would be Hunter, Warlock, Mage, and Death Knight, as they got probably the most amount of significant changes, both for the class talent trees as well as spec talent trees. But also there have been a ton of new animations being added for the War Within PTR for you to test out, like animations for crowd control abilities such as Fear, Sleep, Stun, Interrupt, as well as a bunch of other spell animations for select classes. Another feature you can test out early on a PTR is the transmog system, with a bit of a preview for some of the different sets for the War Within. Like if you're trying to figure out what main class you want to play, you probably want to play a class that also looks good in a good set. So you can get a bit of a preview to find the class playstyle as well as the looks that you want to experience in the next expansion. Also, the transmog system allows for you to be able to remove all inventory of clothing as part of your mog, with this expansion also offering a no pants option. So if you just want to fly free of clothes, you can do that as part of the PTR testing, but it also allows you a little bit more experimentation within some of the transmogs and some of the customization options you have going forward. Part of this update also introduces a bunch of new UI elements, from brand new quest icons for dailies, main story quests, side quests, and other objectives. You also have a brand new spellbook that has a search functionality and an option for you to be able to toggle on or off the passives for your character. We also have new map tracking feature that allows you to track items just by clicking around the icons on your map, and they'll actually show up on your screen as well as on your local map in order to help you direct you to find these places a little bit easier. easier. There's a new arachnophobia mode for any of you that are afraid of spiders, which will be especially helpful when you get into some of the Ashka zones of the next expansion, as well as a new quest log visual updates, a new window for your reputations, but also the ability for you to preview all of the different currencies and even be able to transfer them around each character using the Warbound screen, which allows all of your characters to be able to accumulate and pass around various currencies from one character onto the next. Skywriting is another feature that's also available for testing over in the War Within PTR, where all flying mounts can now gain the ability to dynamically fly. And this includes just about every single mount that also has seen a bunch of new animations added into the game to support them, which is probably one of the most exciting and one of the best features of this expansion, the fact that all of those original flying mounts can now utilize the dragon riding or dynamic flying or skywriting, whatever they call it nowadays, in order to be able to traverse the open world much easier. In that same mount window, you can also even find access to your skywriting talents, where you can look at all the different skills and unlocks and customize them to some degree, but this is where you'll be able to get all of the different abilities that you can place on your bar to traverse the open world much easier. In that same window, you can also switch around between different flying styles, whether you're looking to traverse with the flashy skywriting or with the very base original flying methods. Another feature that you can experience right now early in the War Within PTR, though some of you may actually want to delay this feature until later if you don't want to spoil yourself, but the Radiant Echoes event is available for testing on the PTR right now. Essentially, every 30 minutes an echo spawns somewhere, either in a Dustwallow Marsh, the Searing Gorge, or in the Dragonflight, which starts a multi-phase event. The first phase will start with a boss fight, usually one of the older bosses from previous expansion raids. Then following into phase 2, we get 6 events that spawn all over the zone, reflecting some of the past memories of your adventures throughout Azeroth, basically a nostalgia trip type of group activity. The final phase is going to be one final boss getting summoned up in either of the zones. The boss is either Onyxia, Ragnaros, or the Lich King himself, as well as a daily quest for defeating the final boss, which allows you to get a brand new currency available for the pre-patch event only. As part of this pre-patch event, you'll also see a vendor located in every single one of these zones, and the daily quest awards 15,000 residual memories as it seems, though these numbers on PTR are by no means final. That same NPC also sells a variety of items that are currently partially available for testing, such as gear with unique armor sets for each type, like a cloth set, mail set, leather set, and a plate set. A bunch of different accessories such as rings, neck pieces, and trinkets. Slightly modified or even possibly unique weapon models that I personally haven't seen before, which offers an opportunity for just about every single class and armor type to pick up things such as crossbows, bows, swords, staffs, and other things. We also have bags that you can store up ahead of the next expansion, as well as 3 types of pets depending on the vendor that you talk to, which seems to be the only really expensive single buy item on any of these vendors. I'll make a proper video on the actual Radiant Echo event once the pre-patch for the War Within properly goes live, but you can expect the gear from this event to be roughly around item level 480, which is decent enough to get a character at least some starting item levels before they head into the next expansion. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel, probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.